These volunteer riders are familiar with Cumbria's rural, sometimes mountainous, often dangerous roads. An out-of-hours emergency service completely free, born out of thanks for the work doctors do here.
My wife had Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a cancer of the blood. She was successfully treated, and I wanted to give something back. Blood bikes were not in Cumbria. Had words with the hospital, they were delighted with the idea, and this was last April, and we were operational in June.
In the science of human health, quick diagnosis is key. Medics at the West Cumberland Hospital in Whitehaven think the Blood Bikes group saves lives.
We have these guys at our beck and call, literally, from 6 o'clock at night till 6 in the morning, and even on Christmas Day. If I can say that in December they went out 22 times from Carlisle to Newcastle, and almost every day from West Cumberland to Carlisle. It's a service that you couldn't buy it, and these guys are giving it free at the point of care. These are just Cumbrian lads trying to help Cumbrian patients, and they're doing a terrific job.
All staff need to do is make one call. In minutes, a rider is here to collect samples. A simple but significant transaction as they're transported to doctors waiting at specialist labs in the northeast. Until today, volunteers could use 4 bikes. Thanks to donations from the nuclear industry, though, that number is now 5.
It's really important that we play our part, so this is just a small part of what we do, but £5,000 from Sellafield Limited today to buy this bike, £5,000 from Nuclear Management Partners as well, our parents, and about £10,000 a year in time for the guys to do this really important work.
The alternative to motorbikes is taxis at around £3 a mile. Blood bikes may be free, but their commitment is priceless. Mark McAlinden, BBC Look North, Whitehaven. These cars will make it much easier and quicker for volunteers in Cumbria and Northumberland to transport blood, especially to the Great North Air Ambulance, which only recently started storing it for use in major incidents where treatment is needed on the ground.
Certain patients that have been bleeding heavily, it's well proven that the sooner they get blood products, then it improves their chances of survival. So it's a vital life-saving piece of equipment, and without a shadow of a doubt, it will save lives in Cumbria.
Blood Bikes volunteers are ready to go at any moment at the drop of a hat. But in northern England, you can't control the weather. And on those days where the temperature drops so low that riding a bike becomes impossible, then these cars will prove a lifeline. And blood is made available to ambulances on both sides of the Pennines.
We pick up the blood from the RVI in Newcastle. We take it as far as a midway point on the A69 where it's swapped over to their car, and they'll take it down to Langwathby where we are now. Then we also go back and take a second batch of blood to the other airbase, which is down at Durham Tees Valley Airport.
The cars were formally handed over by a former British champion motorbike racer, James Whittam, on behalf of the Henry Surtees Foundation.
Throughout my adult life, I was chasing fractions of seconds to try and get wins and podiums, and it seemed the most important thing in the world. But when you look what seconds can make to the crew of the air ambulance, and more importantly, the patient, it's life and death. It's more important than anything I ever considered when I was thinking about time.
Mark McAlinden, BBC Look North, Cumbria.